As you've probably have already seen, Crowbcat did release his comparison video about Dead Rising between the remaster and the original version yesterday on Halloween. So I thought it was a good idea to go back talking about Dead Rising. In fact, if you remember my videos, I made quite a few videos about this re-release, and I've been critical of it since the start because honestly there were quite a few things I just didn't like, starting from the trailers. And I mean, as usual, I got some shit for it because, you know, if you touch a Capcom game, if you dare to criticize a Capcom game nowadays, you have the fanboys, but also a few shields trying to, you know, to insult you, to make you look like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, all that stuff. But honestly, I don't care. I mean, if you've been following me at any point in time, I've made my stance pretty clear on how I do things. I say what I think, no matter the push, if I get pushback or if I get like praise. It doesn't matter. I state my mind. It has always been my thing, despite like my being a small channel. I don't care. I just say and do whatever the fuck I want because I'm not building to anyone and to anybody. But yeah, let's like now, and I mean the video. Let's talk about the video because it's pretty well done. It shows pretty much what I've been telling you. I've even told you, like in my review that I had made in September. I did show, I mean, some footage, but it was mostly me saying all the things I didn't like. And yeah, Crowbcat pretty much shows all the downgrades that are in this remaster, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things compared to the original that have been made worse, just like I said in my review. And like some people, I've seen some people arguing that, well, he didn't mention the positives. What these people don't understand is that it doesn't matter if there's a few positives compared to the original release in the remaster. The whole point of this remaster was to make like the definitive version of Dead Rising 1 to play for everybody, an updated version with quality of life improvements and all that stuff. But all they've managed to do is like a lazy cash grab that it's not worth not even the $30, $35 I paid for it. And I mean, I bought it because it was discounted, but it was even like more pricey than that. If I remember correctly, it was like full price. It was $50, so like a full release, I think. So they weren't like really gifting you anything. They made you pay full price for this fucking thing. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of controversy, like the censorship and all that stuff. All things I've talked about, and I was vehemently against it, because, like I said, you're really releasing a game that had a certain tone, a certain like way to do things, and you're changing all of it because political correctness. Like, I can't support you if you do that, because you're pretty much exploiting the corpse of this series that hasn't been what it was since, like, I don't know. I want to say Dead Rising 1 when it came out in 2006, but let's say Dead Rising 2. Dead Rising 2 was okay. So it's been a lot. Dead Rising 2 came out in 2010, so we are in 2024, so you do the math. 14 years of Dead Rising being pretty much dead. in the water because it was a misunderstood series. It has always been misunderstood, even starting from the second one, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna get into that. Now, why I'm making this video? I'm making this video because I pretty much got validated by all the things that he has shown in his comparison. All the things I've said since the fucking beginning, if you remember. I've been proven right because at this point, I know how things work in this fucking industry. I've been playing games for most of my life at this point. I used to hang out in arcades when I was a kid. So I've been playing games since most of the people who are even famous today on YouTube, like the so-called celebs, even played games or were even born. So, I mean, this is to say that, I mean, that doesn't make me a better player. But all this to say that I have some experience in this field, if you want to call it that. So I know how things, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be right. If I see a game, even just footage, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, this game is gonna be okay, this game is gonna be bad or underwhelming. 9 times out of 10, I'll be able to tell you and be accurate about it. Because even when I was a kid, I was able to tell if I was gonna like a game just by looking at the footage. Or even just by looking at a screenshot, I was gonna be able to tell you, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this game or no, and I'm not gonna like it. Like, I mean, this is not me self-flating. It's just like I'm trying to make you understand where I'm coming from. So when I have people like in the comments who say that kind of stuff, and then I'm proven right, I'm gonna come back a few months later and collect my receipts, like show my receipts and collect them, because I knew I was right and you were wrong. Because most Capcom fans nowadays are mindless cocksuckers. That's what they are. And I can assure you, most of the people who have been criticizing me didn't even play the original Dead Rising. They just watched it on YouTube because that's what they fucking do. And they have the nerve to tell me I'm wrong. You have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea because, I mean, it's not that I get enjoyment by shitting on games. I don't care, honestly. I'm not a fan of negativity. But when software houses came out with this kind of shit on the market, what kind of response do you expect me to give after I've been playing games for most of my life, like I said? Do you want me to be grateful for this shit? No, I'm gonna call it out. Because I don't eat shit. I don't like to eat shit. Never liked it. If you do that, well, it's a you problem. So I would much rather make positive videos and be enthusiastic about new releases on remasters or remakes, which I have been. For example, in the case of Shadows of the Dam, just to make just to make a name. I've been positive because, yeah, they just re-released the same game, no censorship. But with this kind of operation that Capcom did, this was a lazy crash. It was even outsourced to a Chinese studio. Like, there was no passion behind this project. It was a lazy, dirty, cheap cash grab. And I could see it from miles away. People with a brain could see it from mile away. Only Capcom fanboys couldn't. So, like I said, I would rather like make positive videos, but you can't. You just can't. Because if you make a positive video about this remaster, I will have to doubt your integrity, honestly. Because, yeah, you can enjoy it, but if you look at just the original game, this is just ridiculous. They nerfed so much shit, it's not even funny. There's no point in this re-release. It's a fucking waste of money. Because I did regret buying it. I did regret it. Even if it was just $35, I did regret it. And to be honest, from what I've seen, it is probable that this game has flopped, because on Steam, the peak of players he had was 5,000 people. So I mean, on console probably didn't do much better. So this remaster flopped. Capcom hasn't said anything about it. They haven't said, yeah, it has sold such and such. No, it hasn't. So you can be pretty sure that this game flopped. This game flopped, and you won't ever see them talking about this probably. But we'll be sure when they release the next financial statement in 6 months, or I don't know when it is. Probably, I think it's in March. They will probably release their next financials. But 99% sure this game is flopped. So all the people that were talking shit about me, yeah, this game is flopped. Did you buy this game while you were filleting and defending it before it was even out? You didn't, because otherwise it wouldn't have flopped if you did, huh? And also another thing I want to reiterate, I have been very critical of Capcom despite all the critics people have moved me, because, you know, you can't criticize Capcom nowadays. I've been very critical of them, even at the start. I mean, since the start I've started my channel, I've been saying what I think about the modern Capcom. I've said they're talentless. They've lost a lot of talent. So I really don't like where they're going with their games. I don't see any new IPs from them being successful, honestly, because they've lost their creative people. Oh, they've gotten old, they've left, like Itsuno, Mikamiya. Capcom is just a shell of its former self. That's the way it is. So I just believe that Capcom is gonna keep making remakes and remasters, because that's the only thing they can do now. New games, when they come out, most of the time they are underwhelming, in my opinion. So that's how it is. Capcom is probably the most overrated software house nowadays, with the worst fan base, definitely, even worse than Soulfax. So yeah, all this in the end just to say I'd rather make positive videos and avoid those kinds of comments that accuse me of being a clickbaiter, like an outrage baiter, or like a grifter. Like, I'm a grifter. I mean, I've been like, when everybody was shit talking the Silent Hill remake, I was covering Shadows of the Damned, which is a very niche game. Same with Cold Fear. I did cover Cold Fear now when everybody was talking about Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age. So I don't know why some retards call me grifter when honestly you can say everything about me that I'm a grifter. I believe I stand by everything what I say. Like, you won't see me flip-flopping like other people do, like other famous people do. Namely, you know, people like Andy Pants or the Actman, also called Cuckman. That's not who I am. Doesn't matter my level of popularity. You will never see me like saying, yeah, this game is shit, and then a month later you won't ever see me say, no, this game is actually good. No. Sometimes you can change your opinion, you can change your mind, but like, it's very rare for me that I do change my mind in relation to a game. And when it happens, it's usually like years later. Like, I've changed my opinion about the Resident Evil 1 remake. It was years later. Like, before I did consider it a masterpiece. Now I think it's not as good as I thought it was. but it's, I mean, it's still pretty good, but not as good. But yeah, this is it. I wanted to make this video because all the shit I got for being right since the beginning, this is your fucking reminder not to contradict me when I'm like pretty sure of what I'm talking about, because I knew this thing was gonna play out this way, and I was right. So keep this in mind next time you talk shit about me for being right and you're wrong. But yeah, as usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.